Hi, we're replacing a flat tube. I got 5 punctures in the tube and did some patching, and it just became too much, so I'm looking for a better solution. The first solution, other than patches, that I decided to try was this stuff, the slime. So, you get your slime bottle, that's 20 bucks, and this is called a 4-way tool or a valve core tool. You can see that it's metal there. The slime costs, like I said, $20. The other is $5 to $10, depending on where you get it. And it's much better than the tool that you get there in the black cap. So if you unscrew that, it'll help you get your valve core out. So I would recommend, for a regular bike, I would recommend about half of the bottle in each tire as a preventative measure. So brand new tube, take out the valve core, squeeze it in. I know it's a lot of fluid, but it's definitely worth it. So if you do get something in there, it basically gets you home. It's not a permanent fix, it's a part-time fix. If you're lucky, it will last a while. I lasted about a month using it, and then with the 5th puncture, it just got to be too much, and I got a flat. I was riding down a steep hill and kind of turned a little bit and was pretty heavy on the brakes because I was going so fast, but it was too much, and the holes opened up again. So we're trying to find a permanent fix now, and I've done a few things. It's an electric bike, and you can see in there, you can see the yellow. All right. So because the small diameter wheel, it's a really inexpensive, cheap motor, but because the tire diameter is so small, or wheel diameter, it goes up hills very well. It works very good. It's really nice. The other thing that I got, which is what we just showed you, to fix it was this Stop a Flat. Okay, so they have their own website, and this is a 14 by 240, right? So 2.4. Well, this tire is 2.125. So it's bigger around, it's fatter than the tire itself, and that's sitting over there in a bag because I tried to take it to a place to have somebody help me seat it, or get this last little bead, the angle piece. I don't know if you can see that really well, but I couldn't get that around down inside of the rim. So I'm either going to have to I'm going to have to build something that will do that, or I'm going to have to take it to a place to get it done. And that didn't seem so great. So, excuse me. So we have a new tire and tube that we could do, but I'm in the same position again. I have 5 flats coming to me. Or we have this yellow Stop a Flat. It's a good thick rubber. It's really nice. If it fits your bike tire, it's a really good solution, especially for the electric bike, because the harder that the tube is, or the more aired up that it is, the easier it is for the motor to work. But that doesn't seem like a solution, so I ordered a solid rubber tire, and in the meantime, while I'm waiting for it to show up, I've decided to try this trick that I found out with the pool noodle. So you can go to the Dollar Tree, and it's now $1.25 per item, but you can go to the Dollar Tree, and I ended up basically cutting it in half. So I cut it to where there was barely any space in there, so there was plenty to fit up inside of the tire, but it was too much of the noodle. Now that's the perfect size, believe it or not, for this little 14-inch guy. All right. So then I tried on my leftover piece of the brand new one, which is right here. I tried just cutting it in half, and that worked really well as far as fitment. So the tire comes together and it's closer at the end where it hits the rim than it is around the part. So there is, see how it bulges out there from the center to around there. So these little pieces cut in half worked really well, and they fit inside of there, and they allowed the tire to to still form correctly, so that I wasn't shoehorning it in there and really pushing too hard. So I've already tried that and it totally didn't work. But the goal here is to we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut this guy in half, and then we're going to place about this size of a noodle inside the tire there. So it's going to be a strip this long, and it's going to fit down in the fat part, and it fit right up basically just past the tire. So you can see the lines there, you can see the tire tread and the lines. It was just past that. So that's what we're going to try next, and we'll have that in a different video. But we'll then have the tire, the pool noodle, which we'll make from this guy here, and we'll cut it approximately to this length that you see here, and we'll fit it down in the tire. We'll re-add, so this is the front tire tube. It's still basically good. It had one puncture, but I did have the slime in there. So one little goat head or thorn or whatever. But we're going to try it out. So I found out a good way to replace, hopefully, my need for concerns about thorns and nails and things like that. Anyway, so this tube does have slime in it, and like I said, we're going to fit this foam in there, and we're going to put the tube back in, and then we're going to put it in, seat it back on the rim here, and we're going to put it back together. The other problem that I had is because the yellow piece in this guy was so tough, I had to get like the motorcycle tire tool, which is super long. It actually is these guys right here. So I had to get those things, but they're really, really fat. A bicycle tire is much, much thinner, and a bicycle tire tool is much thinner, and I bent out. I'm gonna try to add a video here on the part that goes down inside the rim. They have a wire that's inside of the rubber, and that's what keeps it in. But because I used those tools, it was too much, and it popped it out on the second one here, on the rear tire. So I may have to get a brand new tire and tube for that one and kind of start over again. But we're going to do all of that in the meantime, and we'll see if we can't get we'll get at least one more video out to you. Anyway, that's basically what's going on. And I'm gonna go ahead and do the work, and we'll come back when it's all ready to go, and then we'll show you what's going on. All right, great. Thanks so much.